Model guns in Japan profiled by Lucifer 7922. Made by MGC Heckler & Koch VP70. This model gun was manufactured and sold by the Japanese toy gun maker MGC in 1981. However, MGC is already out of business. Since the manufacturer is out of business, the current acquisition method is limited to personal transactions or auctions. The market price on the auction site is around $200 for an unused gun. If you have all the guns, stock, original boxes, instruction manuals, and cartridges, and if they are unused, the transaction will be over $500. The product I got was about $300 for a gun and stock combination. It is the lowest price in the market, but as you can see from the image, the surface has deteriorated considerably. It is unknown whether it has not been ignited or has been ignited. Details remain unknown as the seller is not familiar with model guns in the first place. It was a big gambling to buy. The delivered product had 13 unignited cartridges left in the magazine. This is lucky as the seller did not mention the presence or absence of the cartridge. If the seller was familiar with the model gun, he would have announced the existence of the cartridge. In that case, I wouldn't have won. Because I wasn't willing to bid more than $300. The purchased product does not come with an instruction manual. So I got a copy of the instruction manual for the gun body via an acquaintance. However, I couldn't get the instruction manual for the stock. First of all, I disassembled the gun body. In addition, I learned that it is impossible to disassemble the stock on the net. Therefore, only observe the movement. The videos so far explain the assembly process in detail, but this time I will omit it. Also, this time, in the middle of assembly or in combination with stock, the spring that was originally installed is replaced with another size. In the first place, there is no guarantee that the spring installed first is a standard product, so we gave priority to the operating environment. Also, from the viewpoint of corrosion prevention, 2 stop screws have been replaced with stainless steel. Here, I will explain in words the relationship between trigger, sear and striker in this model gun. There is no hammer on this gun. The striker acts as a hammer. The trigger and sear are connected, and when the trigger is pulled, the sear moves backward in a semicircle and sinks into the frame. When the trigger is in the front position, the sear and the striker mesh. When the trigger is pulled, the striker also moves backward, but when it goes down to the rear, the sear sinks into the frame, so the mesh between the sear and the striker is disengaged. The unleashed striker moves forward vigorously with the tension of the main spring and hits the cartridge. I think it's hard to understand in words. Please watch the video and understand. You may not understand it by watching the video, but I will not explain it further. Next, we will investigate how stock works. When the selector was changed from 1 to 3, a lever came out from the front and something like a push button came out from the top. The stock is attached and detached with the selector in the state of 1. Now let's see what role the lever at the tip of the stock and the push button at the top play. Set the selector position to 3. Another lever is hidden above the lever. Push this hidden lever backwards with a wooden stick and press the push button to lower the lever at the tip. Then press the push button 3 times to restore it. In other words, you can see that the push button is a counter. And it can be inferred that the lever at the tip will serve to lower something. Let's continue solving the mystery. When the stock is attached to the gun, it is the protrusion on the back of the trigger that acts as a wooden stick. However, you cannot push the hidden lever of the stock without pulling the trigger. By pulling the trigger and pushing the hidden lever, the counter will be in the standby state. Then, the slide retracted due to ignition pushes the push button, and counting starts. Of course, if you don't keep pulling the trigger, it won't be counted. Now let's clarify what the lever at the tip pushes down. This is part number 21, full automatic sear. However, it has nothing to do with the striker and controls the movement of the slide. This is the interesting part of this model gun. Please look at the left side of the image. Since full automatic sear is not lowered, the slide on the right side will stop at the position of the white arrow. However, when full automatic sear is pushed down by the lever of the stock, space is created there. As a result, the slide can move forward by the amount of space. Since the thickness of full automatic sear is about 2 mm, the slide also moves forward by about 2 mm. Let's manually see how it actually works. This movement is correct, but it didn't work like this from the beginning. The slide didn't move forward when I got it. The cause was that full automatic sear did not go down enough. The position of the red arrow is the lower limit of the lever. It is impossible to change the position. Therefore, I will modify full automatic sear. I pasted the O-ring with instant adhesive as shown in the image. The size is 4 mm in outer diameter, 2 mm in inner diameter, and 1 mm in wire diameter. And since the attached spring had a large outer diameter and did not fit well, I changed it to a custom product. Well, I usually do test fire here, but I won't do it this time. The reason is that the explosive power of the attached cartridge is small. I evaluated the ability with cartridge evaluation device in advance, but it didn't work at all. I don't know if the cause of the malfunction is the cartridge or the detonator. However, pursuing this factor is meaningless to me, because I have a more reliable method. Of course, I can't do it right away, but I'm preparing. That's all for today. Thank you for watching until the end. See you soon. Goodbye.